Like every E3, I basically just paid attention to the big three companies, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo, mainly because most of the games announced at the others will more than likely be at the big three anyway, and apparently missing EA's meant you missed a nap. Getting that out of the way, Microsoft! Huh. I can't believe it! There's only two things that disappointed me about Xbox this year, but all in all, congrats! I thought you did a better job than Sony and Nintendo. I can't believe it, but looking at it objectively, they did what you should do at a conference. Show off a tidal wave of games! Now, I say objectively because none of those made me want to shut up and hand over my money. For the most part, I saw a hyper-realistic game after 8 hyper-realistic games or so, and most of them looked and possibly played the same. There were a few standouts though. Ori looked gorgeous, Cuphead gets an expansion, Devil May Cry 5, we already knew about Kingdom Hearts 3, it still looks great! The Battletoads are back, they bought a bunch of indie developers, so hopefully we'll see more than just Halo, Gears of War, and Forza every year. Oh, by the way, they all showed up with a third installment of Crackdown. Microsoft had this sort of rapid-fire approach where it's, here's a new game, here's a new game, here's a game, here's a game, here's an announcement, here's a game, here's a new game, and here's a bunch of games! So even though they didn't have a game that made me want to buy an Xbox One X, they did show off enough games to make it look appealing. In short, they did their job. Yeah, I wish there were more games that felt like they used color, and it's the 20th anniversary of The Bear and the Bird, and you didn't say anything! Not even a mention or possibly a special discount on the game to download! No, absolutely nothing for their big 2-0! Despite that, they still showed probably more than Sony and Nintendo combined. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but it really felt like that, which is why I say they did the best of the big three companies this year. Sony! Remember how last year I was wondering why people were excited to see the same thing they saw the year before that one? Welcome to my world, only it felt worse. Thanks for the banjo music, or whatever this is, but did it really need to go on for that long? Well, I guess it's only for once. Oh. Didn't play The Last of Us Part 1, so I don't see myself getting this one, and spending nearly 20 minutes on it, my attention span was dropping fast. How about another 20-minute demo? Nearly 2 hours of 2 or 3 games that had about 20 minutes to them, yet you couldn't have done that to the one game that needed an explanation? I still don't know anything about Death Stranding except that it's the most impressive realistic-looking game I've ever seen. The Resident Evil 2 remake looks cool and gory, as did Control, but with less blood and more superpowers. And can you please finish up Spidey so Insomniac can make another Ratchet & Clank game? Thanks. Yes, Pirates of the Caribbean World returns in Kingdom Hearts 3, and man, does it really look like you're watching a movie/anime hybrid. And Sucker Punch's game looks fantastic, but I'm just not into that historic stuff. Sorry, it was my least favorite subject. I think the biggest problem with their show was that they spent too long on certain games and felt like they were trying to eat up time just for the sake of making their conference look long. Where's the info on the Final Fantasy VII remake so we don't have to write about it in the obituaries tomorrow? Where's the Shenmue 3 game that once seemed like it would never come and then it was and then it disappeared? Why didn't you warn people about their Fortnite accounts on other systems? Or better yet, why did you do that in the first place? Is this why you did a video presentation this year? So you wouldn't get in trouble for having people sitting in the conference room complaining about cruel and unusual torture? Okay, I'm way off base with that comment. And of course they had some really good looking games. But it was the presentation that hurt them, and they should have just cut it down instead of making it long for the sake of looking like they had a lot to show, but really they had about 5 or 7 games. Truth be told, I didn't hear any of the conference because I had my headset on while playing with my bro and some friends on Overwatch while the conference was going on. Last of the anniversary event, you know? And it's sad that I was able to do that because I don't think I missed anything important. I'm coming off way more negative than I should be, I admit that. But man, Sony was just so disappointing that I easily declare them dead last between the 3 giants this year, and they need to step up their video conferences if they continue to do them in the future, as well as not put all their eggs into one basket for 3 years. Nintendo, you caused some major hype. I mean, have you seen some of these changes and additions? But if you take away Smash, you're left with about 20 minutes of DLC, a mech game, Fire Emblem, Super Mario Party that actually sounds fun again, new ports like Fortnite, a montage of support, and that's really it. No Metroid Prime 4 teaser because we don't want to continually tease fans, that's unfair to them, but a simple CGI trailer to give us a look at how the game is shaping up is too much to ask for apparently. I don't care much for Animal Crossing, but I like seeing the excitement it gets when it's announced. No Pikmin 4 news, seriously, wasn't that like 90% done 2 years ago or something? No mention of a Retro Studios game, be it the supposed Star Fox GP leak, or a third romp through DK's country, or whatever they're doing. and Yoshi was pushed back to next year without even being shown in the Direct. Nintendo's E3 was about 48 minutes, with Smash taking up roughly 25 minutes or so. Yeah, they kept their time short in comparison to Sony and only talked about one game for over 20 minutes, despite that being the game that they were going to focus on anyway. Which I sadly am not going to talk about SSBU here. That gets a Smash Chat video, which I will have some recorded reactions from the Discord channel, like this one. I think it's finally over!
What?
Is that right?
Oh my god!
It's over!
Is it? No!
Please
No!
And dude is never gonna talk to me again!
Please tell me this.
Oh,
Mega
jeez!
Man
Oh, there
is
goes
dead.
Mega Man. There goes Mario, he's dead.
But overall, Nintendo was just lacking major surprises, and that's one of the big reasons you always look forward to E3 each year. I don't want this to end on such a downer note or to think that the whole E3 was a waste this year. It really wasn't. There was a lot of good titles. It just didn't have a lot of surprises, and things kind of felt mismanaged and not really done the way it should have been done. But I do want to bring up the games that I did like the most, or that caught my attention from this year. I'm glad to see Battletoads come back despite having not played any of their games. Microsoft grabbing more developers gives them even more games in the future. Please come up with some new IPs. Kingdom Hearts 3 looks better every day, and considering we were seeing something new every day until Tuesday, we really got spoiled there. Seriously, Kingdom Hearts showed up so much, I was actually starting to expect some kind of announcement at Nintendo's Direct, be it a collection, whoops, or Sora actually being in Smash. That sounds pretty good right now. I had no idea what Starlink was, but now I need this for that R-Wing and Fox figure. The game is just a bonus to me now. I used to make R-Wings out of Legos. I need this! Super Mario Party has an online mode because Nintendo woke up one day and saw what year this was. And of course, Smash, Smash, Smash! Overall, I was kinda disappointed by E3 this year. Yeah, there were a lot of good-looking games, even though there just weren't that many that I wanted. I guess I got tired of seeing too many games to try to push the limits of graphical power, only to fail in comparison to Death Stranding. I guess it just wasn't an E3 for me, and if you're looking forward to a lot of these games, and ones that I didn't talk about before, like Good and Evil 2, which I still haven't played the first one, and now I'm confused if it's a sequel or a prequel because of that Jade scene, oh well, I guess things could have been worse, and I kind of lost track of what I was saying. But if you really did like E3 this year, hey, I'm glad you got something out of it. I'm not saying the games are bad, just lacking surprises. And I had to keep saying that just to make sure you guys understand. Final thoughts? Sony, I hope you learned a lesson. And Nintendo, are you just holding things back for another Direct or something? I am really confused here. Oh well, at least I have a number of videos to work on to help take my mind off of it. I'll be doing that Smash Chat video hopefully soon, but it could take a while to edit through all the narration. I want to do a theory video on why this is a thing. Your list of characters you want in Smash Ultimate has to be drastically updated, but I can live with that. And I want to try and get 2 reviews out this month, though one of them is going to be cutting it real close. I'm not sure if I can make it, and they're not what you're expecting. So I hope you guys look forward to that. Let me know what your thoughts on E3 this year were like, and hopefully I'll see you guys in another video real soon. Later, everyone.
Ricky's back.
What? What?
Oh my god.
Wait,
He's an assist trophy?
he's an assist trophy?
Rave Zero.
Oh, my heart! My heart!
150.
Oh, my
That's a
heart!
little-
Oh.
Okay,
TJ.
everyone at
TJ.
this point, CJ's crying out.